Good afternoon, everyone. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and their care of it for thousands of years. Open to the spirit who has ever been present here, we're resolved to appreciate its beauty, to be wise stewards of its resources, and to honour the connection the traditional custodians, the Kumbameri from the Yugambeh Nation, have with this land. Could you please bow your heads for the school prayer? Almighty God,
send down your blessing and prayer upon the school. Teach us to live together in love and joy and peace. In our work, give us the spirit of understanding and perseverance. In our aim, sportsmanship. In our prayers, power to draw near to you. Let the spirit of correction and love divine us all more closely together, so that we may live in our own advantage, but also in common good. Through him who loved us and gave himself for us, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
good afternoon, staff and students. I hope that we've all come back to term 2 refreshed and feeling ready for another exciting term. And I know that it's getting close to winter and we're starting to get tired, but remember to smile and enjoy life. Smile at people when you walk past them or when you walk into the school gates. And make sure you say hello to the prefects rather than them waiting for you. They're not scary and they're not going to bite. On another note, a huge congratulations to all of the girls who participated in cross country yesterday and who earned an important point for their house. The carnival was a huge success and every single one of you who showed up on the day should be really proud of yourself. If you made the cross country team, it would be really good if we could see as many of you as possible at the cross country trainings, as QGSSA cross country is less than 2 weeks away and we'd really like to keep improving our results as a school. As you all know, the Mother's Day Classic is on Sunday of this weekend, and it would be really good if we could get as many of you as possible doing it. For the last few years, St Hilda School has had the biggest school group, and we'd really like to keep this tradition going. So if you are interested in not only raising money and awareness for breast cancer, but also spending some quality time with your mum, then follow the instructions from Lauren's email which she sent out last week, or go straight to the Mother's Day Classic website. On another note, the Student Council, along with the help of Mr Salter, has organised for fresh food to be available after school from the coffee shop. Starting from this afternoon, the tuck shop ladies will be selling fresh snacks such as muffins that we all love from the tuck shop and other food from 3:30 p.m. for a few hours each afternoon. Girls, because this is a trial run, if you think you're going to use it, can you please try use it in the first 2 weeks to see if the project is viable, otherwise it might not be continued. And finally, if you were in the cafeteria yesterday lunchtime, you would know that the radio station was a huge success, with lots of girls getting involved doing the nutbush and the cha-cha slide. With that in mind, could we please give Mr Powell, Nina, Maddie, Connor and Nikki a huge round of applause for all of the hard work that they've been putting into getting the radio started and for Also, girls, just remember that the demountable closest to the oval is now a change room for girls going to PE or sports science or before any carnival, so make sure you utilise that. I think it's the one next to the bubble, is it? Have a good week.
Well, Georgia said it really was a fantastic carnival yesterday at the cross country, and congratulations to all the houses. Results were remarkably close, because on 728 points was Malabuka. I'm told the results went down to the last race for the victory too, so on 763, 796 was the winner. But on 763 was Karaguru. Which means Banksy won yesterday, so congratulations. I can see by the look on a few faces there was a bit of close competition and people were expecting it to go perhaps another way, so that puts a little bit of tremendous competition into the cross country, so well done everyone, that was wonderful. And now, of course, as Georgia said, is the challenge of seeing what we can do in the QG cross country, because it'll be lovely to see us get a rightful position a little bit higher than we have been in the past. So Please keep up the passion for cross country. It is important, and I think it'll do us a wonder of good psychologically as a school to see us perform better. What I want to just give you some quick updates on where the final building activity is at. This year we've lost about 6 weeks of building progress through wet weather on the building. So obviously we would have been well and truly finished if it wasn't for the wet weather. We're also delayed quite a lot in the last month because of the need to change, of all things, the grease trap behind the building. When they came to do the very final inspection of the building, they discovered that the grease trap would only take 3,000 litres of grease. Now ponder that for a moment. But it should be of a size, because they forgot to count one of the internal ovens in the calculation, it should have been of a size to take 4,000 litres of grease. Therefore, we had to take out the old trap and put in a new one. And so that meant we couldn't do the roadworks behind the building because that would have damaged the roadworks as we were taking the undersized grease trap out. So that's all been done now. The new trap is now in, and the road construction at the back of the building on the northern side is underway in a fairly vigorous way. The weather forecast suggests that we'll have about 2 weeks of good weather. I'm always a little sceptical of these 2-week forecasts. It seems to me they can go about 4 days with some reliability. But nonetheless, the weather forecast is optimistic. So that said, I promised again it'll all be finished in that 2-week time period. But you know, lots of things have been promised before, and so the reliability I've had in predicting the finish date of the building has been pretty ordinary to date, and so I'd suggest you bank on my present prediction has been pretty ordinary too. And we'll all see it finished when it's finished. But the builders are dead keen to get it finished, and they are bulldozing and doing whatever they do to make a road as vigorously as they can, and we hope they're finished in the 2 weeks. What I wanted to talk to you about today is one of the things I like most about the school, and what I like most about school life is the sense of individuality that we all bring to this task. It's something that I think is rather nice. As I look across this assembly, I see lots of different personalities, and the worst thing in the world, in my view, would be to look at a school community and see same. The thought that you were all the same would be disappointing, and I thought, how do I get you to ponder this question of the enjoyment of individuality? The enjoyment that sometimes, especially in the teen years, we worry about enormously, because we often look around at our friends and wonder why we're not the same. We often look and wonder, why can't we be as or like? And we use those simile-type words to try and feel a little bit of angst-filled at certain times. And yet the difference is the fun of it. The difference is the joy of it all. So I thought, why don't, and it came up in my Year 10 history class the other day, why don't I show you one of my great talents? And I'm going to do a colourblind test with you. Now, by and large, girls can't be colourblind. It's that it's chromosomes and stuff, and you can ask science teachers, and it's X and Y, and I've got one of each, and you've got 2 X's. So you've got a vastly better chance of this malfunctioning of the X chromosome not being something that you will have. So it's very, very rare for a girl to be colourblind, but us chaps, we suffer terribly with colourblindness, which is something that, by and large, people find fairly amusing. So I thought I'd show you a colourblind test, and I'll tell you while we're doing it what I see. There's a bit of a preamble. You can read the preamble. It's pretty simple. And the first one's a bit of a joke, so we don't get too tense at that. I see 25, because I'm not blind. I see absolutely nothing. I see just dots. Nothing. Can't see a thing. No. Just dots. No, I'll take your word for it, but I can't see any dots there. No. That's quite remarkable. I can't see anything. No. No, I couldn't see any of those either. No. 74. No, I can't see that. I can just see the dots. I can't see any numbers at all. It's not all white. Yeah, I saw it too. Now, one of the oddities of that, usually when we do these tests, people will immediately say, stand up, Mr. Sandberg, then. Stand up. Come on. They'll immediately say to me, well, what colour's that dress? Well, I can see, you see, that it's red. I can tell that. And it's really annoying because I can look at that colourblind test, and if you get it on a sheet of paper in front of me, I can tell you the colour of every dot on the page. I can tell you the colour of every single dot, and I get it right. But I just can't see the number. I see nothing. It's just, sometimes they do those tests where colourblind people see another number. So I'm happily announcing 13, 9, 7, 8, 5. I'm feeling incredibly good about myself. And then they turn around and say, you got every one of them wrong. And it's a disappointing moment. I wanted to be a pilot, so I stand before you as a failed pilot. Because I know it's heartbreaking. But they wouldn't let me fly a plane because they said colourblind people can't tell the height above ground level when you're landing, which I've tried looking out the plane window when I'm there, and I know the height above the ground. And I'm slightly relieved because they've just changed the rule for pilots, and they say colourblind people now can fly planes, but it's a tiny bit late for me. So that's difference for you. It really is. Amongst us all, we have different talents and different skills, and I think that just makes life interesting. Now, when we look at living this life together, just a moment. One of the things that makes life interesting is the nature of the gifts that and how we choose to live our life. Last year, when I spent the time at Harvard University, the professor that I worked with had a theory about schools that a really good school would embed in it really deeply the concept of kindness. And he had been involved in high-level educational theory for, I guess, about 50 years by the look of him. But he had narrowed down all he'd read and all he'd felt, and he said kindness makes a key difference to a successful school. And I don't think he's far wrong. And as you ponder that notion of what makes a really good school, I think one thing that makes a really good school is our willingness to give a little bit of our personality to each other. Because it strikes me that when you give something to someone, it's really delightful to see their reaction. When you give a gift, now, there are those gifts where people just give you a check. And by and large, while I've been very guilty of enjoying those moments where people just give you money, it's nice in one sense. I have to say, I personally prefer the idea where people have gone to the effort to think something about you and to wonder about you and then to give a special gift. There's nothing like receiving something that's quite special. What I want to show you is the deep joy when someone receives something that's important to them. How to show you that? How to show you the power of a gift. These are children and people who have been deaf for life, and all of a sudden they get given the gift of hearing. Take a look at what it means to people to get something that is really special to them.
It could be called a modern-day miracle. Watch as this little boy hears his father's voice for the first time.
Hi, Grayson. Talk to him, Daddy.
Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Daddy.
Yes, here.
Can you hear Daddy?
255, 26, 24. Better, worse, about the same?
Better.
Better. Okay. Would you like more, or is this good enough?
It's good enough.
Okay. Is it too loud? Okay. Sound clear, or does it sound muffled?
Sounds clear.
I'm going to leave for just a minute, and you guys can share.
You're not sure, are you?
Hi.
Hi, Drake.
Hi. Mommy and Daddy love you very much.
Aww.
Hi, Drake. Hi. It's okay.
No,
It's
what
okay.
is that? Is that funny? Huh? I know.
What do you think?
I love you.
What do you think?
Oh.
Huh? Hello? Hi. What do you think?
It's pretty special, isn't it? Now, at every level, when we choose to do something for another person, when we choose to think about what they need, when we choose to consider them, the gift really is utterly special. You can do no more than to look at the people around us with all their difference and think, what can you do? Sometimes we are called on as a group of people to consider what we might do for others. And in the last week or so, there's been, of course, the earthquake in Nepal. And that earthquake in Nepal has been pretty scary and remarkably devastating to the lives of, by and large, these poor people. But again, it's sometimes only insane what it would have been like to have gone through.
Oh my God.
Next week we'll have a free dress day to support the Nepal charities. Would you please support that free dress day with a little bit of generosity? When you think about our lives, we start with the sheer reality that we're all different. Built into that is the inevitable and the wonderful part of life, which is the opportunity of gifting to others, of those around us. Some of the gifts we give are to people who are close and special. Some of the gifts we give are wider and take on a broader perspective. All of it oddly adds to our own life, the respect of others and their individuality and their difference, and the joy that comes from giving. Let's build it into our community, naturally and deeply. It's been a lovely start to the term. It was great to see the radio station starting off yesterday with a little bit of impromptu rocking along there, but and I understand the first of the shows was on today, so congratulations to Alex and Grace, I think it was, so congratulations. It was a great time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies. Today, me and Lily will be presenting the runner-up and age champions of the cross-country from yesterday in the absence, of Mr. Morrison. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, girls. Firstly, we would like to congratulate everyone for their great efforts at cross-country yesterday. The day was a huge success due to the hard work of many people. Firstly, we'd like to thank the maintenance staff for their early morning setup and the teachers who helped out ensuring that all runners stayed on course. Finally, we would like to thank everybody who participated and tried their best.
As QG is less than 2 weeks away, it is important that as many girls as possible are attending trainings which take place on Wednesday morning at TSS and after school on Monday and at Spit and on Thursday at Owen Park. This Thursday, all girls involved in QG will be leaving at school at 3:15 for pre-meet at Rivermount College, which is the QG course.
So, the runner-up for 12 years and under is Sophie McNamara-Wolf.
Come up on stage with your medal!
Okay. And the champion for 12 years and under is Carmen Van Vuren. Congratulations. And 13 years runner-up is Caitlin Boyle. And age champion was Elle Rutherford. Welcome back. And 14 years runner-up was Georgia Smith. And age champion was Keely Whitaker. Runner-up for the 15-year girls was Sophie Rice. Congratulations. And age champion was Jordan Bennett.
Okay. 16 age group. 15. Where did you get to 15? Runner-up was Ali Finlay. And first was Zoe Carl Ross. And for the 17s age group, in second place was Scarlett Faye. And the winner was Olivia Burton. announcement of the House Cup. That's okay. Okay. So the Wheaton Trophy. The Wheaton Trophy, which is the percentage of Borders West Day girls, went to Borders. And then the tug of war, Borders West Day girls, Borders won again. Thank you. Thanks, year one, cross country.
So just on behalf of Banksia, we'd like to say thank you to both Melaleuca and Karrigaroo. Your participation made for a great competition.
Also, thank you to all the staff and students who made the day run so smoothly. It was such a good success and lots of fun. This is a dream come true.
And well done to Banksia, you girls were great. Well done. Good job.
Good afternoon, my name is Eloise and this is Charlie. And during the Easter holidays we were lucky enough to be part of a group of 18 St Hilda's girls who travelled around Japan. Now Japan is an amazing country, so we would like to do it justice by telling you about the highlights of our trip. First of all, before we actually arrived in Japan, we stayed overnight in Hong Kong, where we saw a city light show and walked along the Chinese version of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The very next day we were off on a 4-hour flight heading for Japan. The list of places we were destined for was quite extensive. We visited Fukuoka, Kumamoto, Gokkanasho, Hiroshima and Tokyo.
So as soon as we arrived in Japan, we were thrown straight into our very first homestay with Hakata Girls' School. We were met at the airport late at night and we all went our separate ways for 4 nights. As the Hakata girls were still on holidays, we got to experience a variety of things like karaoke, shopping, Cork Tower and visiting shrines. The homestay was a very cultural experience with different food, some of us sleeping on tatami mats and futons on the floor, and a lot of sightseeing. For me, the homestay was a great opportunity to try and improve my Japanese language skills, while for others it was purely for the cultural experience, though every one of us made lifelong friends with our host sisters.
The homestay was a really enjoyable experience, though the language barrier was a little bit daunting, especially when your host sister asks what you do and don't like to eat, and you explain you don't eat fish, and then for dinner you were given a delicatessen of fish eyes. My favourite part of the trip was, quote, experiencing a less modern version of Japan, probably because that is the biggest understatement I've ever heard in my entire life. We wore kimonos, we skewered our own meat and fish to cook around a campfire, we bathed in traditional Japanese bathing houses, which for those of you who don't know, means showering all together in the one room. And we slept on tatami mats and futons on the floor. I thought eating at sushi train was being cultured, so this was an experience.
So after only a few days back with the group, we travelled to Mukugawa Girls' School for yet another homestay. This one was a little different though, as the girls were no longer on holidays, so we arrived at their school towards the end of the day on a Friday and travelled home with them, though some of us got to stay at school and experience some Japanese after-school activities. They have clubs such as baton twirling, marching band, choir, dance, calligraphy, and almost anything else you can think of. On the weekend, some of the girls attended school for club activities, while others did things like going to Universal Studios Japan, and of course shopping. We then went back to school with our host sisters on Monday and got to experience a full day at school. We went to a few English classes, a tea ceremony class, and we got a tour of the school. Spending time in the classes was an amazing insight into the lives of the Japanese students.
Towards the middle of the trip, we also visited the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, a museum and section of the city dedicated to those affected by the atomic bomb. This was a beautiful place to learn about this atrocity, yet also to reflect upon how far Japan has progressed. For many girls, this was an emotional experience, and I know I found it particularly touching when seeing actual artefacts from those who did not survive.
So one of the most anticipated days of the trip for everyone was Disneyland. The day was full of rides, Mickey Mouse waffles, ice cream, shopping, and checking in with Mr. Dunn every 3 hours. Regardless of Mr. Dunn's need to see all the people in the group, even if we were in line for a ride, the day was a very enjoyable one and a favourite of a lot of the girls.
Another really memorable day was when we went to Miyajima Island because of the deceptively cute deer that walk around the streets. Just one piece of advice if you plan on going. Don't have long hair, don't hold your food lower than your waist, don't wear flowing scarves, and don't hold your ferry ticket in your hand because apparently these are staple parts of a deer's diet. I would really encourage any girls who have the opportunity and who are interested to look into going on the next Japan trip in 2017. Whether you do Japanese or not, you will definitely gain a great cultural experience.
So we'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Miss Saigo and Miss Parry for coming on the trip and putting up with us 18 girls. And we'd like to thank Mr. Dunn for organising the trip and allowing us all to have this great opportunity.
Please enjoy the rest of the video. There's no sound, so it'll just be photos, but only goes for another minute or so. Thank you.
Good afternoon, girls. We are your student voice prefects and just want to give you a bit of an update on what's happening in our portfolio. As most of you know, the main project we're working on is the school radio, which kicked off today, starting with our first show by Alex and Grace and Scarlett at morning tea. No, at lunch, sorry. We are really excited and hope you are too. With a range of great shows lined up for you with the girls from all across all year levels, we really hope to create a great atmosphere throughout the new building, with awesome music from a range of genres, fun shows broadcasted by your peers.
So not only will we be taking Freak Out Friday to a whole new level, but it's also a brilliant opportunity for you to get your voice out there. So if you ever have a shout out you want to give, say if it's a friend's birthday or just saying thank you to a friend for helping out with your assignment, feel free to just come up to the booth and say it between songs or something. And also we're going to have a box just outside the booth where you can put in song suggestions. So if there's something you really want to hear, we'll filter through the songs throughout the week, similar to music videos, because we've got the projector screen up there, so we'd love to see some interesting music videos too. So the radio will be on air before school, at morning tea, lunch and after school, and it's going all through Riggs Building, so it's easy for you to just come chill out, tune in and hear any important announcements.
So this is going to be a great new addition to the school, so make sure you're getting involved. If you ever have any queries, just shoot me an email, she's easy to talk to. And also if you didn't get a show this term, or you've come up with a new brilliant idea, we'll be looking at getting some more new interesting shows next term, so don't think you've missed out at all. And in other news, we have started a new student newsletter. So if you're interested in getting your ideas out and letting people know what you think, but you don't think the radio is for you, then you can share your voice with everyone via the newsletter.
So the newsletter operates much in the same way as a blog. It's really a bit more of a blog than a newsletter. So instead of having just like an issue every term or something, we can publish articles as soon as you send them to us, meaning there's no limit on how many you can contribute. So if you have something you want to share, if it's an article, a short story, a poem, some photos, a video, whatever you want, send it in and we can publish it. It doesn't have to be very long, 100 words is fine, or just 2 photos or something, and it doesn't really have to be to do with school. For example, if you're really passionate about saving green tree frogs, sure, write an article and we'll publish it. We just want you to start sharing your ideas. We want to help you get your voice out. We will be sending out an email with more information soon, and when we have something for you to actually read, we will send you the link to the blog. So if you have something you want to get published, or if you want to become a regular contributor, just email myself or Nina so we can help you get your voice out there. Thank you, guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate and this is Ashley, and we're a part of the World Challenge team for 2015. Over the past couple of weeks at morning teas and lunchtimes, our team has been selling raffle tickets with the funds going towards the community project. It has been a great success and we thank everyone that has supported us.
We have some great prizes to win. First prize is a weekend away at Yamba. Second prize is a White Beach Cruiser bike, and third prize is a bikini of your choice from Peony Swimwear. So if your name is called, we will email you as soon as possible about your winnings. So, is this
Now I have a ticket in this, but I can assure you that the bikini will be on gifted.
Adele's Gaze. So that's the Okay, so you get the weekend at Yamba.
Dana Gosper.
Yeah, so you get the White Beach Cruiser.
Congrats.
Miss Parsons.
You get the bikini of your choice. Thank you very much and congratulations to all the winners. Hi girls, so we're finally announcing the winners of the Numbers Week video competition. We had some really great entries and some cool prizes. So over to Lee.
So in second place was the Year 11 Carrigaroo team. So we had Alex Elliott, Scarlett Fahey, Tess Field, Jasmine Lakesis, Maddie Watson and Fliss Grass. And in first place was the Year 8 Melaleuca team, Sarah Lettingham, Josie Lake, Jasmine Gray, Mignon French, Indiana Moore and Annika Hill, but I'm pretty sure they're on camp, so... They're on camp, but... Also, Letters Week from Carrigaroo is coming up soon, so make sure you keep an eye out for that and get involved. Thank you.
I'm back. Okay, to begin, I would like to say massive congratulations to all the QG artistic gymnastics competitors who, after months of hard work and determination, came away with St Hilda's best results in the gymnastics last week. Could those ladies please stand up so we can give you a round of applause? Our Year 7 teams came away with the second entry. Our Year 8 teams took out both first place. and the Division team placed second and Division 2 team won. So can you please give these girls another round of applause? In other news, the Ramsey annual basketball game in remembrance of Old Girl and the 2006 sports captain Cheryl Lee Ramsey was held last Friday. The night was a huge success with the Old Girls taking it out. The number of girls in attendance was phenomenal and really set the atmosphere to celebrate the life of Cheryl Lee. Also, don't forget to Instagram any of your sporty photos, whether you're spectating or competing. STH_sport, want to see them. Make sure you tag us in your photos to be featured on our gram. And at this point, the ratio is looking really strong, so the chance of followers is like 100%. So remember STH_sport. And good luck to all those in the next round, everyone competing in the next round of sport. And if you've received an email about cross country today, congratulations because you've made the team. Thank you.
So we have 2 birthdays today. So can we sing happy birthday to Lily Seddon and Phoebe Closetis?